everyone, and welcome. It is Wednesday, and the crew has assembled all on this screen over here, and they're all smiling. We are going to show you some meteorites today. We're not going to drop a whole lot of deep knowledge on you. In fact, the YouTube algorithm says I need to put beautiful meteorites in front of you right at the beginning of the video. So without any further, now Mr. Algorithm, no, Nate has a brand new classification, and that's really what we're going to be talking about today. Is every single meteorite that we're going to show off today is not only a classified official meteorite in the Met Bowl, but these are ones that we were personally involved with. Whether we're the main mass holder or a specimen holder, or we went in with some friends and did it together. So the meteorite show and tell today is going to be more show and story rather than take notes about science. So it should be a pretty good show. Nate is a newer crew member, and he actually has something that I'm very jealous about. In fact, probably most of the crew is jealous about, because he has something that I have dreamt about. I don't have yet. Maybe one day I will. But he has his very own classified meteor of a certain classification today. And it is absolutely beautiful meteorite. So I'm not even going to ruin and tell what it is. Can you, Nate, tell us and explain to us and show us and just entertain us, if you don't mind?
Oh yeah, no problem. I'll start with the PowerPoint thing. Presenting NWA 18622. Small meteorites I got almost a year ago from Craig of Minnesota Meteorites, and it came with him helping you get it classified.
Oh, cool.
And Melinda Hudson and Daniel did the classification.
Hmm.
And I just got an email about 2 days ago from Daniel saying it's official of today. So it's a small one, only 79 grams. Um, when Melinda was talking to me, she was like, "This is something very unique. I'm not really too familiar with." She actually preliminary, she thought she saw what appeared to be chondrules in it. And so when I was talking to Craig, he's like, this has to be like one of one then. Never heard of chondritic lunar before. And after it was assessed more, it ended up not being like so much chondrules, but different pieces of material just appeared to be chondrite. So it ended up being classified as fragmented breccia. So it's one of 54 known lunar meteorites with that classification.
Wow. Congratulations, my
Thank you.
man.
Thank you.
Very cool.
A lunar meteorite main mass holder.
Yep.
That's beautiful, dude.
This thing is
Wow,
just
look at this.
gorgeous.
So
I
it's
wanted
not
to
a
show it off.
regolith breccia?
A fragmented
Okay,
breccia. Yep.
thank you.
Yep. And I kind of wanted to show it off rather than showing it here because I'm at work. Wanted to show it off what it looks like in the sun, and so I wanted to get good photos of it, what it looks like outside, rather than our LED lights here.
Yeah, no, this is spectacular.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Now I know you bought it from Craig, and Craig's a pretty knowledgeable man. Was it a known lunar at time of purchase?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yep. He was pretty sure it was. We called it the weird lunar. So because
Hmm.
we didn't even chop it open yet. So it was just the fusion, or I'm sorry, just the external crust that we saw, and it appeared to be lunar of origin.
It's beautiful, man.
It's
So
gorgeous.
thank you. Basically, it's kind of like a little slide showing
Oh, super.
what makes it. Comparing it to 14306 from the Apollo collected lunar meteorite or lunar specimen.
This is amazing, dude.
I wanted to try. It's my first time.
Yeah, no, this is more than you needed to do. This is fantastic. Yeah, everyone's going to have to pause their screen in order to read all the fine details. But
Yeah,
yeah, like we
sorry.
literally we literally just had a question from Ben about whether it was a regolith breccia or not. And here you actually show the different layers of where the fragmental matrix breccia is found. So I think that's super cool to see over there in that white picture on the top left-hand side of the white picture. It shows
Yeah.
exactly where the fragmental breccia would have came from, and it's near the impact site, but over to the side. So this is like removed lunar material that coalesced along the crater rim, if you will.
Yeah. No, I thought it was pretty cool. Yeah, and a very unique piece. I have a lot of lunars, but none of this classification. So it was actually a first for me as well. All right, and this is what this particular meteorite does contain. Obviously, you have the olivine, the high Ca pyroxene, the flagellate feldspar, um, edensite. I practiced this earlier. Um, and then glass melt class, and then secondary calcite as well.
It's
And
fun
yeah,
getting into the minutia and detail of your own classification, isn't it? It makes the
yes,
science like, okay, now I need to understand exactly what that means.
yes, yes. Just typing it away.
Yeah, the one way to make sure you do research is get a meteorite classification because you're going to want to know what every word in that MetBull entry means, and you'll know it for like maybe 12 hours if you're me, and then you forget.
Yes.
Oh.
No, it's honestly a really great experience. I've never studied a meteorite so thoroughly before this experience, and so it was a lot of fun. And
How
the wait,
long?
I didn't know before this how long it really does take. I was asking Melinda, I was like, "Are you close yet, or did you forget about me?" She's like, "This is how long it
How
takes."
long did it take?
8 months.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's a lunar.
yeah,
Okay. It's not an ordinary chondrite. It's not
yeah,
80% of the rocks that fall from the sky. It's a special one from the moon, known to be from the moon probably before it was classified, given to Cascadia Labs, Melinda and also Daniel, obviously one of the better lunar classifiers out there. He spent the time going through those class, testing each
yes.
and every one of them, as he's done on our channel for other videos, and showed us the classification process. Did you have another slide to show? Oh, please.
Oh, yeah, that was just basically like kind of like the rundown. I should have done that right after. The find, purchase, and then the study, and basically it. And yeah, they hold 17 grams of a thin
Mhm.
section of the meteorite, and then 1 of 54. That's it.
That is
That's it.
fantastic.
This is
What a
awesome.
yeah, what a great experience and what a great beautiful piece of the moon. I mean,
Oh yeah.
amazing. Yeah. Well, I'm really glad you shared that with us.
Oh, yeah,
Uh,
thank you for having me, guys. Thank you.
Oh, absolutely, dude. Yeah, I'm glad that you were able to share with us the timeline behind it as well, because it does take a long time. And like we were saying, this was a significant meteorite. It was a lunar meteorite. It took a lot of time, and it had to come through a known channel. It came through Craig's Lehman, who's in the Met Bowl 100 whatever, 200 times,
Yeah. Right.
Melinda and Daniel, and so it came from a known source to one of the better labs, and it still took 8 months with connections or inside information, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, it does take a while, and you know, if you're entering meteorites for a quick kill money overnight, no, go buy a storage locker, see if that works for
Yeah,
you.
yes. Exactly. This ain't
Yeah.
it.
I'm going to show off two of my classifications, and the classifications we're going to come to me twice. I have two classifications to share each time, and the reason I chose these classifications, I have like 18 or something like that. I picked these because these are ones I share with other crew members. So Oz is here today. Chris Monk is here today. I share classifications with them, and those are the ones that I've chosen to show off today. So, Pat, if you would, my camera, please. This first one I share in this. We'll do this as the Oz break. So this is Gourara 003. It's an absolute beautiful eucrite monomict, and it has the most amazing fusion crust on it. For those that know, you know. Yeah, so this is my 190 gram piece of Gourara, and here's the cut side of it,
Oh, wow.
showing it's a monomict. Yeah, and this one I share with Oz, is Oz Backman in the house. Look at that rollover lip. Yeah, not only is this a corner of, it was a single stone, so this is a corner of the main mass, but I know exactly where this goes on the main mass because I owned the main mass for a while. So I knew exactly where this was, and you can definitely see the rollover lip on it. But just a beautiful, beautiful sample and a beautiful fusion crust. And my man, my Met bro Oz and I are classification buddies on that one. So that's how I have that one on the top shelf of my HED shelf. Boop, boop, boop. That one there. While we're on the subject of Oz and things I love, let's go with this one. NWA, I love this. 13579, the odd numbered Pallasite, the odd numbered golden Pallasite. So it's from Niger, 2019. And what I have here is an individual and an end cut. So this is the individual. Look at it. You can see the olivines just popping through. And in fact, in the Met Bull write-up on this, it called them gemmy olivines, and I believe it even called them 3D or popping or something like that, but gemmy olivines. You can see the fusion crust on here.
Yeah, this is a stunner, even though it's one of those pesky not chondrites.
Yeah. And and I could probably cut this and slice it and make a beautiful two slices, two end cuts out of it. But this was like the only one I had left. I had the main mass and I put a price tag on it, and someone met my price tag, and I was like, oh shoot, I didn't think that one through. Because all of a sudden it was worth a lot more than I thought. When I wanted to let go of it, I valued it a lot more. This one here is a friend came through for me, Dr. Yang, Shun Chung Yang. When I sold the main mass, I was like, hey, I need a piece. I need an interior piece, and he came through for me and made this one available for me to purchase. But
Nice.
yeah, but
Yeah,
the etch on it. Go ahead.
that's the best of both worlds. It's gorgeous on the outside. It's beautiful on the inside, and that etch is to die for.
I only wish we had. I would love to see the main mass sliced, but I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah. So this one is displayed on my top shelf in my Pallasite collection, like that. So those are the classifications that I share with Oz, at least two of them, I should say, that I share with Oz that I'm super proud about, and they're spectacular meteorites. So I'll take any excuse to bring them out of the cabinet and show them off. All right, next on the list is Pat. Oh, he has a chondrite to show up, but it's a young one, unlike him.
Yeah, so this one is my first 3-point XX subtype, and we'll do a little commercial for cross-polarized light. There's parallel, and then we rotate in and get a much better look at the chondrules. This rock was actually, and it's 5 rocks total of about 5 kilograms, that I bought from very grainy, poor photos direct from NWA. And when it first got to the porch, I put it under the microscope with reflected cross polarized light, and that's what met my eye. So we're
That's
looking at
ridiculous.
the surface of the whole rock, and we're looking through a layer of desert varnish. It's just by naked eye that just looks like a brown rock. Um, but we can see lots of chondrules, lots of cluster chondrules,
Bingo.
and some glassy chondrules. We see that it's even easy to see here on this fractured face that we've got little black lines around each of the chondrules.
Hmm.
And so I'm actually a co-classifier on this one. I did the average chondrule size and some of the optical microscopy, and Daniel did all the heavy lifting under the scanning electron microscope, and was gracious enough to list me as a co-classifier,
That's
which is
awesome. Yeah, that's quite an accomplishment, and for him to be in the position he is and to share that with you, that's pretty cool.
yes, it is. And so I wanted to show one other thing here. This
Oh,
is
wait, I
my
want to go back for 1 second, Pat. You were
sure.
showing us the outside of the rock.
Yes, yes.
And that
The
wasn't even
outside
a
of the rock.
slice. Can we see
Right.
it? We don't do webcam, but there it is. Wow.
Yeah. So we were looking right here in this area, and the white chondrules, stick out and we can see them, but the rest of it all just
Yeah,
look
it's
pretty dark.
wow.
And this is why we don't do webcam sharing, because they don't
Yeah.
focus very well. But
But,
you can
but
tell
that's
that it's just
amazing.
brown
That's
rock. Now,
that's
this one has some pretty nice fusion crust on it
yeah.
too.
Jeez.
And
Wow.
uh,
All right, thank you, man.
and then this was the
Hmm.
cut surface we're looking at, and
Yeah.
that rock has some
Yeah.
nice fusion crust on it too.
Wow.
And
That's amazing, dude.
one
Nice
one of the
shape.
other pieces that I did was the magnetic susceptibility. So this is the MET magnetic susceptibility meter from a group in France. And when you first turn it on, it comes up with battery voltage and such, and then it's ready for an air measurement. So we hold it away, let it do an air measurement, and then it tells us when we're ready for the sample. So we put it on the sample, push the button again, and it says 4.907 for log of X and 1.00 for conductivity. And this magnetic susceptibility technique is wonderful because it's completely non-invasive.
Hmm.
We talk about not using magnets on meteorites that can magnetize the metal bits in the meteorite. This thing does not. It operates at a higher frequency and doesn't alter the paleomagnetism at all.
Wow, that's very cool. I didn't know that bonus of it because you are correct. We even had a comment on one of our YouTube channels telling us not to stop putting your magnets on. Like, no, these are not going to a lab. No one's going to be looking at the magnetism field in them. There's my shelf samples. So, but yes, as part of the classification process, that's something that Pat would take into consideration uh, during his co-classification services.
Yes.
Well done,
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, man. We are going to Ohio. Marissa, how are you? Are you with? Yeah, there you are. Cool.
I decided to show off my very first solo classification.
Ooh.
Now, this is the rock when it was whole and intact, and it was around 546 grams, I believe, somewhere in that range. And I had it sliced up.
As you do.
And this is what the inside contained.
Wow. This is
It-
NWA 17476.
Correct. It came out to be an H3.
Yeah.
which is
Oh, yeah.
fantastic because there's not a lot of H3s
Yeah,
out there.
yeah.
True. And this one has some very unique shock darkening in it as well.
Yeah. In case Art wanted to know. Yeah. Yeah. That's the swirling we're seeing in there. That is, it's
Yes.
all the same material, but there was obviously a shock event, and you can actually almost see right where you're pointing out. There's three rocks, three pebbles that embedded into this one. It looks like, or maybe they were just broken apart, and that's where they were loosened up and moved with the river of melt and stayed apart there. Rivers of melt, bingo.
Yeah, they came out fantastic, and a lot of the slices got picked up for donations to my Able account.
Mhm.
I really got to go back through and see what I have left. I believe the only thing I have left is an end cut because I'm obviously keeping one of my end cuts,
Yeah.
but
Wow.
they came out
Hmm.
so beautiful. They were cut by Chris Monk.
That's amazing. I love it. I
Good.
love keeping things on in the crew. Did when did you know it was an H, or when did you think? Did you even think it was going to be an H until it was published or classified?
Um, Daniel did the classification, and he said that to him it could be an L parentheses H, or he said it's likely that the nomenclature will go for an H.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's good that we want the one-offs. We want the weird ones. We want the anomalous ones. So it's kind of good to have someone keeping you in check and saying, no, here's what the scientific body, the governing body is going to say, or what they want to see. What easiest path, no resistance.
Yeah, I really wish it would have been that L parentheses H because that would have been way more rare.
Yeah.
And that would have just been like so incredible for my first
Oh,
solo classification.
this is this is a great shot right here, Marissa. People like our rock hounders, thank you very much. Our rock hounders, take a look at this outside of this rock. Yours is not going to be as good as this, but this is kind of what you're looking for. We talk weekly about river rocks or terrestrial impact marks or chips. This is not that. These are chondrules. That's the chondrule structure we're seeing. If you notice, they're round. Um, they're different than chips and impact features that we see in some of the samples. So, if you happen to be a rock hounder, this is a great opportunity to learn from the outside of this rock and help you tell the difference between yours and chondrite. Thank you, Marissa.
Yeah, and it looks like there's some remnant fusion crust here.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and then you cut it open and see the universe inside, and you're like, okay, it's a meteorite.
oh yeah.
Wow. So that was your first solo classification, which kind of implies you have another classification that you share with someone.
Yeah, I've got three other classifications that I share
That's
with
awesome.
folks, and
Hmm.
one of them, most recent, was I'm so proud of Wadsworth.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was huge, and one of my pieces that I found was used to make thin sections for the classification and study of Wadsworth, and that was a huge honor.
Wow, that's freaking awesome. For those who are watching who don't know, who aren't nerds like us, Wadsworth is the brand new, officially approved witnessed fall. It's a eucrite monomict, I think.
Eucrite monomict.
Yeah, from your back door, basically. So you were able to go out several times, hunt very strategically. I won't say anything else, but you hunted
Yep.
strategically and were able to find some fragments, and that's really all there were out there. Like the big pieces were, if you found one that was 10 grams, you were like, whoa, that's crazy. So, what what happened in that is the the lab always needs 20% or a 20-gram donation so they can do their lab work and then put what's left over in their repository. So another academic university, when they're doing some study on something and they're comparing or contrasting or doing any kind of study and they need a known sample, they can go to that lab and request part of that sample knowing exactly what it is. So that's why the 20% donation is important when it comes to the classification process. The problem and struggle is with this one, it was going for about $1,000 a gram. There was not much of it found. It was absolutely beautiful, glossy glass black fusion crust. No one was in their right mind would give up 20 grams after hunting the cold for it. So basically, it took a collective, a consortium of collectors and hunters, basically, to put their finds together generously and get the 20%. I don't know if it's 20 grams, the 20% needed to the lab to get it classified. And then on top of that, because it was such an important and big meteoritic event in the US, there wasn't just one scientist working on it. There was a consortium of scientists working on it, classifying it. And the reason I'm going overboard about this is not because I love Marissa that much, which I do, but stay tuned to the channel. July 8th, I think, 2 weeks from today, I believe. Daniel Shake, one of the classifiers of Wadsworth, is going to be here talking us through the entire classification process. So we have one of the VIP scientists who was on the program or the project. He's going to be here walking us through it. And it's a new edition from the lab series with Daniel Shake. So, well, my doorbell just rang and my dog's going nuts. Yeah. So Daniel Shake will be here in about 2 weeks and more on Wadsworth. So thank you very much, Marissa, for sharing. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
Moving right along on the list, we have a chondrite with Dave Pinsky. What do you have, man? How are you?
Hey, I'm very good.
Good.
This one I am very proud of. So this is the group chondrite we did, Northwest Africa 17935. It's a ordinary chondrite, an L6. It's it's pretty nicely shocked at S5 and a moderately weathered meteorite W3. My piece that I got is 451 grams, and that's the one you're seeing. As you could see, the really nice shock veins here, and really pretty cool shock veins. You have them going this way and this way. There's a little one going this way. The brownish stuff is the weathering around the metal flakes and such. But it was a really interesting one. And really the most proud thing about this was not just getting my name in the Met Bowl, is we got to participate in the classification. You can go to YouTube and see it. It's a big 3-parter. It's really long, but many of us picked little spots in the thin section, and Daniel would go with, it was the mass spectroscopy, and chose different sites and figured out what minerals were in there and such, and he was able to determine the classification and all kinds of other stuff. It's just too long to get into.
Yeah, that was I appreciate you bringing that up because that is a very long video series with 3 episodes because we wanted to capture every minutia. We wanted to partake in it. We wanted to see all the data collection, all the math behind it, all the sausage making. When it comes to this
Yes.
Wadsworth one, I believe it's going to be way more of a glossy presentation for a mass audience. So it's going to be like an hour-long conversation type thing. I just want to throw that out there. Sorry, Dave.
Right. But for those of you out there who really are interested in seeing what that whole process is, I highly recommend you watch the all 3 of them. It is long. I think the first one is the longest. I think that went like 3 hours. But it was really, really interesting to go through all of those. And then the other one, the last one, is the conclusion and going over all the numbers and showing how he came up with the classification and the weathering and all of that. And then the process of putting it all together to submit it into the Met Bowl. And you literally will see the entire process going. I did my own, I was one who chose to get a thin slice. And here's a picture of a kind of a distorted chondrule.
Mm-hmm.
At some point, this was a perfect chondrule, but heat and pressure did change it and started to recrystallize. And this is kind of what they looked at, but it was more on the spectroscopy that they did on it. And with this, you could tell the colors by the minerals by looking at the different colors and such. I won't get into that because I quite frankly don't know how to explain it.
Yeah.
But for me, it's more of an art thing to take these pictures. But this is part of that meteorite that you saw up here. And so that is it. It is a very proud moment. Not only proud that my name first time in the Met Bowl, but the group of people that I have my names with are very impressive people. And that's also what gave me a lot of pride. Anyway, that's what I
Well,
got.
see, thank you very much, Dave. That is exactly. I mean, yeah, we're driven by science. We love the rarity of it, but like I told you in the intro today, it's going to be about stories. It's going to be about memorable facts and things about the meteorite classification, and that was a great example. That is an L6. Probably it is the
Yeah.
most common meteorite on our planet. I don't want to say in the world because we haven't been everywhere, but on our planet, that is the most common meteorite in L6. But the story, the adventure behind it, even picking it out in Tucson was part of the adventure. So yeah, thank you very much, Dave. I appreciate you sharing that.
No problem.
I have 2 that I'm going to jump in here and show while we're showing ordinary chondrites because there's no more chondrites for the rest of the night. So it's my last chance to jump on the chondrite train. Pat, if you would please.
Yes, sir.
This one is nickname. This one actually has a nickname. This is NWA 13753, the Beast. Now,
The
I
beast?
I don't I don't have the Beast. I have the Beast's butt. I have the Beast's ear. But my co-main mass holder, Martin Lawler, used to come to the hangouts. Now he's traveling with his wife. They are retired and loving life. But this is my L5. It's let me see, it's a shock stage 2, weathering 2. This is a 400-gram chunk of the 1,600-gram stone. So he has the Beast. I have just a little edge of the Beast.
Huh?
Oh, nice fusion crust on that.
Yeah, another example of where you're seeing chondrules through the remnant crust, and we're actually seeing some chondrules and metal showing now in the matrix. And of course, the blue plastic, that you have to have on every NWA import. I don't know what that is or what their buckets are made of, but that blue, once you
Well,
get it on your chondrite, it's there for life. No.
yeah, so they use big plastic drums that are, I don't know if they're 30 gallon or 55 gallon, but they are that particular color of blue.
And
Yeah.
they're polyethylene drums.
Yeah, so
Mhm.
anytime you're looking at your mirror and like, oh my God, look at this. I'm gonna break science over the head with this new inclusion. Look at this bucket I have on here.
And those light up under your flashlight that's UV.
If you look at this, you can see
Oh, it's oriented.
the
Yeah.
direction of the flow coming off here
Mhm.
with the subtle suggestions of regmaglyphs, I'll call it. But you can definitely see that this was the leading edge. This was the rounded edge here. And if there was a rollover lip, it'd be present right here, but there is none. But it was a nice oriented meteorite. And again, you can see the fusion crust is a totally different color than the interior. As you get closer from the interior to the exterior, you see more of that brown staining. So that is a boring, ordinary chondrite, but shared with a cool friend of mine. And that is how he is displayed in my chondrite shelf. The beast. Now, this is the smallest one that I'm going to show today. I think it is. This is the main mass. Chris Monk and I share this classification. The total known weight was 153 grams, and this is 20 grams of it.
Ooh, nice.
It's a mesosiderite A3, which is a rare one. NWA 14573. Chris, I'm very proud to call you my co-main mass holder on this one.
Is that etched?
Yeah. I don't
Wow.
know if Chris etched this or not. Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Yeah, it's etched.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, Chris did all the cutting and etching on this.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So just proof that not all main masses are massive. If you're a main mass collector, if you ever want to get in and collect a main mass, there are smaller ones out there. You don't have to go kilo big. But this one is my 8th classification. It is displayed like that in my collection. All right, we are at the point of the show now where we have Mike Kelly. He's going to throw some carbonaceous at us. Mike, how are you, buddy?
Doing great. Can you hear me okay?
You bet, man.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So I wanted to show one of the classifications that I hold near and dear to my heart. And it's that way for a couple of reasons. So let me get this turned around here. So this is NWA 13746. This was the first thing I ever got published into the Met Bowl.
Oh, wow.
And it was a measly 22 grams total weight before it got cut. So it was nice and tiny. The thing that was interesting about this was from the exterior of it, it had an interesting enough look that I went ahead and picked it up, being that it was still only 22 grams, and decided, you know what, it's odd enough. Let's go for the classification and see what's going on with it. Turned out that it was good timing to do that, because that was right when they picked up and allowed for adding Oxy 3 onto the overall classification. So this was actually the 3rd CV Oxy 3 in the Met Bowl.
Cool.
And the most fun fact about this one, and the reason why I hold it most near and dear to my heart, is I am the main mass holder shared with 2 other people, Sydney and Cadence. So those are my 2 daughters.
Oh, very cool.
And
That's
so
awesome.
at the time, Sydney was 9 and Cadence was 7. And I don't allow for strap hangers. So Sydney went ahead and helped me do the cutting in order to get the type specimen off and also to get the piece to make the thin section. This is before I was even making thin sections. So that's PD 425 in my collection. And you can see it's MK1 because it's the first thing I ever tried to put into the Met Bowl. If you ever have trouble lapping, just realize that this piece was lapped by a 7-year-old.
Wow. That's
Like I said, no free rides, no strap hangers. So Sydney and Cadence earned their way into the Met Bowl as a 7-year-old and a 9-year-old, helping Dad
phenomenal.
cut, process, and
Awesome.
prepare this meteorite so we could send it off for classification.
Awesome.
Daniel did the classification for me. Phenomenal job. And currently it got updated in the Met Bowl 113 2025 to be a CV Oxy Bali 3. So that means it's Bali subtype. And what kind of, there's Balis and there's Alendes for the Endes for the subtypes. And they're differentiated by the Balis that have phyllosilicates. So they had aqueous alteration going on in them. Not quite to the level of, being 2s, right? Because they're CV3s. But there is aqueous alteration in there, and they created phyllosilicates versus the Aendes, which are anhydrous and didn't really have any of that alteration going on. So that's what I wanted to share tonight.
Wow.
Cool. And your
Fantastic.
daughter stopped at just the right point to show that beautiful CAI in there.
Yeah.
That definitely wasn't getting cut anymore. And I was like, "Ooh, let's be careful on the lap."
Don't put too much pressure on it. Yeah, that's fantastic. And through your entire story, basically, well, near the end of it, to quote Clark Griswold, it would take a plastic surgeon to remove the smile off my face. I was that happy for you. So I really appreciate that. And that's kind of the stories that make the meteorite special, because when you really get down to it, it's a 22-gram piece. It's a rock. Yeah, it's a rock from space, but it's a rock. But it has all these memories tied into it, these associations with your daughter, the fun times you spent working on it together. So really fantastic. Glad you shared that one with us, buddy. We are going to our last person of the night. And I saved it till last so he couldn't log off early. Chris the Monk Man, how are you?
Good. I'm good. So this is one I have showed before, but it's been a couple of years. This one I chose tonight because of the cool exterior of it. This is NWA 345. This is a polymic eucrite, but it is full of regmaglyphs. And 100% crusted.
Wow.
So
Beautiful.
at this, go ahead.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So out of the 2 stones, it was a total of 2 stones. This was the smaller one. This one is 100 and about 90 grams. But it's just the crust on it is super light and creamy. It does have a little bit of diagonite in it, but it's mostly eucritic material, and I think that's where you get the polymic. This is
wow.
the interior of the big stone. You can see it does have some like clasts up here.
Wow.
Some of them get pretty large. But again, this stone also was just completely regmaglyphed and crusted with that creamy tan color stone. I hated to cut it, especially cut the big stone, but I needed to. Daddy's got to make money.
Yeah. Wow. You picked a nice spot to cut it. Look at those 2 inclusions over there. That's crazy. That one on top, the gray rectangular one, has no relationship to the one underneath it.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And you can kind of occasionally see some of those clasps poking through.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Is that is that like a light colored fusion crust on the top? Or
Yes.
I thought those would be the fusion crusts on those are black. That's very weird.
Yeah, that's the really unique thing with these 2 stones is, I mean, when you look at the exterior, they are not black, but they're 100% crusted. There's this face right here. that was broken,
Uh-huh.
but then had like some secondary crust on it. And then like the rest of the stone was pretty much solid fusion crust. And then this one is 100% crusted.
Wow. Oh,
It's
man.
just a very unique exterior, which is
Yeah.
why I didn't want to cut this stone, because the exterior is just so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, it's a complete stone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow, that's a
Those are
But
gorgeous, man.
that's all I really have with it. It was a total classification of 900 grams between the two stones. The big stone that was 710 grams was cut into slices. That's the end cut. And this, the smaller stone, the, 190-gram stone is now the main mass.
Wow. That's amazing, dude. Love it. And I'm really, really super glad you were here to show it off and tell us your story about it, man. I know you have a bunch of other ones you could have chosen. This one was cool. I like it. It's a tan meteorite that's unexpected, and it's like gray inside. That's unexpected.
Yeah. The way, I mean, because almost all eucrites you see, kind of to what Kenny was talking about, almost all eucrites you see have a jet black glassy fusion
Yeah.
crust. This one was completely unique.
Wow. That's great, man. I definitely appreciate it. I think that's all for the show and tell for tonight. So you can go ahead and turn off the video. Okay, now that all the cool people are still here. Now, there was a subject that we wanted to talk about. I didn't have time to do any research about it, but I heard the crew was talking about a meteorite in Canada that may have fallen on an island. Who wants to talk about it besides Pat? Pat, you're up.
Okay. So this is one that put on a pretty good light show, and the fellows over at NASA did the radar work on it. Coburn is I'm told is the
Actually,
proper
that's pronounced.
pronunciation. And this one is complicated because that line that you see, the yellow straightish line, that's the U.S. on the left side and Canada on the right side.
Oh my word.
And you also notice from the satellite photo there aren't any roads on this island, and nobody lives there except a bunch of bears who would welcome meteorite hunters.
Been there.
Yeah.
And here's the radar mapping where they use weather radar, and you can get a radar reflection off a raindrop or snowflake, so you can definitely get one off a rock. The fellow who did the radar work said, yeah, this was productive. There's rocks. They're going to be hard to find. It's hard to get there. And the satellite photo shows pretty much just green, so there's lots of vegetation.
Wow. Damn. And well, the good news, I'll put that, I'll say it a certain way. And the good news is it landed in Canada, so it's protected by the government against export. So if you happen to go there and fight off the bears and find some, please stop on your way out and declare them. That is really all that we had scheduled for today. So I appreciate you guys joining us. We're going to continue the hangout, but it may not be worthy of being streamed to you out there. So if you ever want to see a hangout recorded or just hang out with us, just join us. It's free. Everyone's welcome. You got to stay on mute every once in a while. I am a dictator when it comes to that. But besides that, it's a pretty low-key, fun time. So join us on Wednesday. Now is the point where everyone waves to the camera. Bye, everyone. Have a great week.